Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. Should we see what's going on let's see what's going on an island of Fawnhollow today. Just couldn't speak today. It's too hot, you know. That's what I blame. The temperature is affecting the brain. It's overheating. It's running too slowly. Got to stay hydrated. Got my liter bottle of water, the Nalgene El Clasico, by my side, just to make sure I stay hydrated, as you all should during this hot weather. And if you're in a place where the weather isn't hot, in which case, I mean, you should stay hydrated anyway. But perhaps the bigger emphasis goes to the people who are probably at risk of overheating and a heat stroke and that sort of thing. So, you know, take care of yourself and just all-encompassing. How about that? Hello everyone. Now in Fawnhallow, it's 2:42 PM on Monday, July 19th, 2021. There it isn't anything to speak of today, but we'll go on about our usual business because it's about talking about a quiz show. But yeah, it's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. It's a sort of, it's hot enough where I'm just like, I don't know if opening my window or closing my window is a bad idea. Because if I open it, you know, you sometimes get a cool breeze in. I'm trying to feel the outside air. It feels colder than the inside, so we'll keep the window open at least. You know when it's too hot and opening the window actually makes it hotter than colder because you get even more hot air in, which is, you know, suboptimal. Oh, you know what? I just realised something. It's trying to connect to the internet through the mail every single time. Loads of mailboxes has been trying to do it for the past like week or so. I forgot I changed my Wi-Fi password, so it can't connect to the internet. So that's why it's been failing. Okay, I should probably do that after then. Hey dear, I was just impulsed by something, you know. Okay, we got this one over and over again, singing it over and over and over again. Every December, here on and on. Cowboy boots, we don't need her. Who is our visitor today? That is the most important thing. Yeah, you know what I was randomly thinking? Oh, Kix is our visitor. You know what I was randomly thinking about earlier today? Farmville. You might think, why? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. It just randomly came to mind. I was like, oh, I remember I used to play like Farmville, and you know, not just Farmville. I used to, back before I played of course, any gacha games on my phone. Back in the infancy when I had Facebook, probably how old was I? I don't know. 15? That sounds about right. Why used to, you know what, I'm actually going to just close my window, just for a little bit. Back in Facebook's, it's not really its infancy so much, but when the games on Facebook were very much the most popular thing, people playing Farmville and Fishville and all these different variations, and I played like 11 different versions. Why, you might ask? I don't know, I couldn't even tell you what most of them were. I remember I definitely played Farmville, I played Fishville, which if you didn't know, which was the fish equivalent of Farmville, which is about as exciting as it sounds. And what else did I play? I remember I played a lot of like virtual pet sort of things, because obviously I like that as the Neopets and Tamagotchi bias peeking its way into, not my mind, that doesn't really make sense, but that's where the bias starts flaring up. And I looked after virtual pets, which are probably all deceased now, unfortunately, but also those applications are probably defunct in the first place, so we don't really need to worry about that sort of thing, I think. Maybe I should open my window. It is actually too hot. At least there's a cool breeze sometimes coming from my window if it's a bit loud sometimes. Hopefully you can't hear it. But yeah, what's I saying? Yeah, there's a lot of those like random games on Facebook, the Ville series. I don't know if there's still a thing. Farmville's almost certainly shut down now. I don't know if they've revived it. Let's see. Farmville. If you don't know what Farmville is, it's online like Farmville 2 on Zynga. Wow, okay. It was a simulation, a farming simulation sort of game. On, I was going to say Steam. It's not on Steam. It's on Facebook, where it's essentially an idle game where you well, not really an idle game. You like plant your lots and you have to buy seeds and grow the seeds, and then you sell the crops afterwards after like 8 hours or something while they're growing. But you can spend a premium currency, of course, to spend things up. So you know your usual sort of energy patterns you might come to expect when you play any of these sort of like mobile games or that sort of thing. Very much of an infancy, but very much before mobile games got actually, you know, kind of good, I suppose, at the same time, rather than being just times waiting simulators, which, to be fair, a lot of them are still right now, so perhaps we shouldn't hold them to that high regard in the first place. Either way, I used to play that. I remember I used to come back after school, you know, like harvest my crops and plant some more, that sort of thing. I don't really remember what else you did in Farmville, to be honest. That must have been it. I don't know how I kept managing to play it. It sounds so boring now I talk about it. Like, at least now games I play where you know, they've got a similar sort of energy system in mobile games. At least the core gameplay is at least kind of fun. Or it's got like good stories or artwork. Farmville doesn't really have much going for it. It's got, one, not a known IP beforehand, so you know I'm not playing a game for the IP purposes. IP being media properties, of course, intellectual property. I don't mean IP address. Well, I don't know what IP address actually stands for. International pointer. That doesn't really make sense. The gameplay loop is incredibly boring. The most you got going for it is some basic farm customization options, which again are not very interesting, nor deep, nor creatively expressing. I mean, I know you can do some things. I know some people made like 8-bit arts because you had like these coloured square hay bale things. There's no strategic decision. It's just make the most expensive fruit you can, while also, you know, having the least downtime possible. Oh, that's about it. And then that's it. Like, you can visit friends' farms, and you can like water some of their crops. Like, I guess it's a bit of a social element. To be fair, I don't think it was created to be a particularly deep sort of a game. But I'm not going to give it that much credit for being like, oh, you know, it's just meant to be a little what's the word? I was going to say commodity. Commodity's not the word. Like what's it called? Like a very tiny sort of interest thing where it's just not meant to eat up a lot of your time, just a few minutes each day, just like on like a train journey or something like that. That's what it's meant to be. But there's also a horrific cash grab, obviously with the premium currency, and definitely probably wasn't the first of any sort of mainstream video games to have an exploitive currency system, but certainly not the last, and it was definitely a big pioneer of it, I suppose. You might ask, did you ever buy any currency in that sort of games? No, actually, which might come as a bit of a surprise, because I'm not a stranger of spending a little bit here and there on some games. You know, I buy some like battle passes, like League of Legends back when I used to play it, well, TFT really, and some like gacha games. I sometimes buy like the anniversary bundles which come out here and there, you know, nothing particularly too special. So you might be kind of surprised that I didn't spend anything on Farmville. I don't know. I guess at that point, oh, hello, balloon in the sky. I guess at that point, I suppose I was very much under a bit under the guise that was like, oh, I'm going to do everything without spending. And I remember actually, because that was certainly in the time when My Little Pony Friendship's Magic was becoming popular, if not been a few years later, and I started playing the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic mobile game, which you might be aware of or not, which is, you know, completely fair enough, which is probably just like a waiting simulator. You remember there used to be some like Simpsons mobile game which was just a waiting simulator, where you like build stuff up and you had to wait for a certain amount of time to pass. It was basically that exact same game loop. I must imagine they were made by the same company, but of course with My Little Pony sprites and that sort of thing. And you know, I was playing it for all that while I was you know, having fun with it, that sort of thing. And then I remember on the subreddit people calculated that, oh, to actually completely beat this game, you would need to play without spending any money. You would have to play continuously every day, get the maximum amount of rewards for 4.5 years or something. And you might ask why you had to get that long. Yeah, that's not really that big deal. That's probably like 100%ing everything. No, it is fair, 100%ing everything, but 2 of those years I spent like unlocking Rarity or something, who was like one of the main 6 characters. And I guess that was kind of a realization point, being like, wow, these systems suck. I'm not spending that. But it was also like a split second. I was like, what if I just did? And I went, no, that's a horrifically bad idea. It's not even fun. If I'm going to spend something on it, it might as well be fun. So I guess that's I didn't really get that revelation until later, but, you know, I was lucky at the previous point of Farmville when I was playing it that I didn't have that revelation, and also I didn't have the money to spend on it, or I didn't see the need to. I had a lot of time instead. Which is now, as I say, when you're younger, you've got time and energy, and when you get older, you've got money and energy, and when you're the oldest, you've got time and money. You're always missing something, and it's hard to get that balance right, and, you know, that's life, unfortunately. I wish I had some, like, over-encompassing thing to be like, oh, you know, just do this, and this, and you can do what you want, but, you know, every situation is different, so it would be quite hypocritical of me to comment on your own situation, as if it was a definitive answer that I could give you. But yeah, Farmville, not very interesting. Fishville, also not very interesting. I remember I used to have competitions value if you could get like a highest level the fastest sort of thing. Just saying, I won, I think. What did I win in the end? Not much really. you might say like fun or the experience or pride, and I think it just sort of leaves you with a bit of a hollow feeling, just being like, oh, that's it, I guess. Yeah, the gameplay loop is sort of a thing, I suppose. It's very sort of early 2000s, 2010s, this web browser sort of game, isn't it? Where it's just like, oh, you're meant to check in like once each day, do a little bit, then go about your business or that sort of thing. But of course, that wasn't much of a satiation for the hardcore game with me back then. I had an unquenchable thirst or hunger to continuously play games, and of course, to spending 10 minutes in one game and just being like, oh, well, that's it, time to do actual like human things now. I was like, no, I'm escaping my reality with my own video games because I'm a teenager, that sort of thing. So of course, the most rational solution I came up with is to, instead of going do stuff like learning a hobby or a language or that sort of thing, I just picked up more games. Not for that long, mind you. I did it for like a month or so, and I was like, oh, it was really boring. So I just carried on with Fishville or something. I remember, because I used to have them like all bookmarked on like my Facebook games bookmarks. I think that was the thing. I got vague memories, or maybe it was my web browser bookmarks. And then I just like used to open them all up and just like click the daily things and that sort of thing. Now I like to think I have much more of a, well, normal, I suppose, relationship with these sort of games. On the games I really do like, you know, like Genshin, like currently my Shiny Colours, that sort of thing. You know, I do my dailies. I don't spend too much time, and then when events come on, I spend a bit more time just sort of checking them out. But you know, it all goes into the budget that you need, your timing budget each and every day. Currently, right now, Binding of Isaac's taking up a lot of it, but you know, now I'm starting to like chill out a bit. You know, I suppose I'm over the repentant type for myself, and now I'm just casually doing like a run or two each day. Like I'm doing with dailies, not because the dailies are particularly fun or anything, it's because there's an achievement. A stylish bag looks like it could be popular. Whether it's actually popular might depend on the owner. I don't know if that's Snooty or Peppy. So we're just going to sort of walk around and see who we find first, either Amelia, Vivian or Audie, and then we'll give it to them. Yeah, so I was just like, you know... Oh, well, was I talking about Binding of Isaac? Oh, yeah. And you might say, why are you doing these daily challenges just for your reward? And it's like, well, the daily challenges are fun. No, don't get me wrong, it's much more fun unlocking certain things, but, you know, there's a bit of variety. I suppose it's nice being able to play the game with all the items and unlocks. Well, unlocked, I suppose. Gives you a little bit of that taste of what you're slowly working towards. Yeah, and it's certainly a lot less than when I was just like, oh, I don't know what to do, instead of like drawing or something. Or drawing or programming. I'm going to play some Binding of Isaac now. I've done some drawing today, I've done some programming. Not much, but you know, I need to send some emails off later. Book some appointments, and that'll be about it. And then I'll figure out what I'm doing for there. No need for you to worry, obviously, because it's my own daily schedule is, you know. I'm not saying none of your concern. Well, it kind of is none of your concern, but not like an antagonistic way, just more like a it doesn't matter way sort of way, I suppose. Which is fair enough. Like, I don't know your daily routine or schedule, so you just go about doing your own thing, and I'll do mine, I guess. Hello, oh, we can't talk to you because... Well, we can talk to you, but unfortunately we should just try and give it to you just so you can tell us whose it is. And then we can actually talk to people. This is very obviously not yours. I would guess Audie. This is Audie's. It's Raymond's? Ah, that's probably why they took a random shot about actual popularity. I say that doesn't seem like a very peppy or snooty comment, but there you go. Well, I was totally wrong, it turns out. I guess I've never befriended like a smug villager before, which is why I haven't actually seen the dropped item thing. Also, where are you, Raymond? Where are you? 'Cause I'm so lonely. Bit of a quest. Let's look for my lost bag. Have you seen it? I can help you look. It's very rarely that a villager actually asks me about their lost bag that they want. Technically, it gives you more like friendship points or something when this happens, but not that it really matters for us because all our villagers are now maxed out for friendship points, so you know, it just kind of is what it is. I just remember like what other games I tried to play on Facebook. Farmville, Fishville. There's another aquarium one I had and another like pet one I had, but I can't remember what other ones there were. You know, this seems like something BuzzFeed would absolutely make a an article about. Let's see. Old Facebook games. Friends for Sale, Mob Wars. I remember seeing that everywhere. Farmville Pet Society. That seems familiar. That seems familiar, but I don't really remember it. I mean, this absolutely looks like something I would have played, but I cannot remember it that well, so maybe I didn't. Words of Friends, Angry Birds, Social City, Treasure Isles. No, what I played were definitely some, like, no one's ever heard of these random games. What we got? Hot Item, Customize, Bugs, Fruit Tree. Okay, can do. Just some random items that no one's ever even heard about before. For some reason I decided to make up my daily routine. Let's see if it's here somewhere. I don't recognise any of these. Perhaps it wasn't. Maybe it doesn't exist. And anyway, there's no need to play any of these anymore. We got Neopets in the first place. Remember these old Facebook games you used to play? Let's find out. I remember there used to be Mob Wars adverts all the time when you're browsing Facebook, and I was just like, what the heck is this? And I never played it. People must have been obsessed with it. Pet Society? I feel like it was something I played, but I really don't remember it. Mob Wars, Uber Strike, Mafia Wars, Everwing. Didn't play any of these. Farmville, of course. Draw Something. I played that like once or something. Now we got Gartic Phone or whatever, so who even cares? 4 Pixel Words. I saw that before. I've seen that on a mobile app. I haven't seen that as a Facebook app. Category, Facebook games. Here we go. Oh, there's so many. I don't think I'm going to recognise any of these just like that. No, I didn't mean to exit out of this. Song Pop? It's probably like Pets, Peril, Pet Society, of course. Playfish? That sounds kind of familiar. Let's see if it's that one. Playfish. This is a society. This is a company. That's not what I wanted. 25 highly addictive Facebook games. Farmville, Flash Game, Landscape, cute characters. I'm not sure about, I mean, I guess they're stylistically cute. Texas Hold'em Poker, Cafe World. Don't remember that one. Treasure Isle. Did I play Treasure Isle? I don't know. It kind of looks like Fishville. What on earth is this? Oh, that's Petville. I don't remember playing Petville. Like, oh, Happy Aquarium. That was it. I played Happy Aquarium. Not very much. Oh, there's Fishville, you know. Remember that. Pet Society? What the heck? Petville and Pet Society. Apparently they're two different things. Zoo World. Restaurant City. These are all very weird now I'm looking back at it. Like, why would anyone play these? Why did I play these? Well, I was younger. I suppose I didn't know any better. That's just kind of who I was. There's so many Farmville rip-offs. Happy Pets sounds kind of familiar. I don't know if that's right. Okay, maybe I should stop going down this weird rabbit hole of Farmville-esque social simulator games that you'd be finding on Facebook, because they're not good. Surprise, surprise. The fact that there's even a Farmville 2 in the first place is astonishing in certain regards, and not so astonishing in others. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about today? I wanted to talk about A Way Out, but unfortunately we're already 80 minutes in a video and I've talked about Farmville for some reason. I'll talk about it tomorrow, because me and Benedict did finish it over the weekend. Yeah, save that conversation tomorrow, because I don't want to use up a conversation I've followed now. I'm talking about Farmville, that's something I'm reminiscing. I remember back in Farmville, I really wanted to make like a rainbow out, because you could get these, I talked about them before, but the coloured hay bales or whatever, in like a multitude of different colours, and a common blue bottle. That's there's one right over there actually. I wanted to what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, make a rainbow out of like coloured hay bales. But I remember it was incredibly difficult to collect them, because they were, one, really expensive, and you'd have to spend like your money on them instead of buying seeds, which, you know, is probably not the best idea economical wise. You know, of course, the encouragement of you, again, spending their premium currency so you can decorate your farm how you want, which is, you know, you don't need to do that anymore. You got Stardew Valley, you got Animal Crossing, you got all sorts of decorating based games. If only Lily would actually play the organ while sitting in front of it instead of just sort of strangely looking at it. But still, where's that common blue bottle gone? There you are. What was I saying? There's something about Farmville I wanted. I can't really remember. You know, for a game all about being on a farm, there sure was a huge emphasis on looking after your crops rather than tending to animals. I remember you could buy cows and chickens, but for some reason in my memory they were extraordinarily expensive. So you'd have to spend like premium currency to even feasibly get them or play it for a really long time. Which I mean is kind of like the whole point of those sort of games, is these Skinner box sort of elements where they want to lure you in to come back every single day or something just to keep playing and eventually spend money, you know, because that's kind of how they get the money in the first place, or at least sort of advertise for them by word of mouth and get other people, you know, playing the game, which is why we had such a strong social element. So we got very repetitive gameplay loops, which is simple to do, but require nothing but dedication in the first place, which, you know, I suppose low skill floor and no skill ceiling, which is definitely the worst part. At least nowadays the games have some sort of skill expressive gameplay or some sort of loop which you might like or might not. I guess the transactional nature of it has become a lot more predatory. But luckily there's a whole community dedicated to playing these sort of games free to play and that sort of thing, and helping you along with it, and you can really judge what sort of games are free to play friendly and which ones aren't. And I suppose it sort of depends on your metrics in the first place. But anyway, that's a conversation for another time, / one I've probably already had, about the nature of payment models in mobile games and the predatory nature of them. And we're not here to rag on about that. As per usual, it's low-hanging fruit at this point, isn't it? Sorry, my throat feels kind of weird. Probably overheat. Stay hydrated. Have a glass of water. Drink up. Because... sorry, just choked. You wouldn't want to be dehydrated in the end. What was I thinking? I don't know, I can't really remember much else from Farmville or Fishville. Which I guess is kind of saying much, because, like, if you had me talking about Neopets or something, I could talk about days and days and about Neopets and that sort of thing, or like other games from my childhood, even if they weren't necessarily good games. Farmville and Fishville, I spent a lot of time on, I suppose, like every day. And the fact I can remember basically nothing from it, hold on. I'm not sure if we got enough cicadas, so let's not sell them yet. The fact I remember essentially nothing from them all this time probably speaks volumes about the depth of gameplay they got going on for themselves, which is nothing, I suppose. At least the other things sort of have a lasting impact on my memory and how I've interacted with the game since then. And even my Neopets, I still sometimes check back on them every once in a while. Of course, it has been quite a while since last time. I thought I didn't sell this. Have a single spotted garden eel. Yeah. I guess that's really... I thought I'd have more to say about the subject, about Farmville and Fishville and that sort of thing, but apparently I really don't. There's really not much to say, they're just not very good games. And, you know, but, I mean, if you have fun playing them, by all means continue on. Having fun is the most important part, I suppose, of, well, not necessarily the most important part, but certainly an important part. Depends on who you are as a person, I suppose, which part you prioritise most. But if you have fun with them, don't let me dictate to you exactly how you should go about enjoying your own free time. Just, you know, if you're going to spend money on a game, spend responsibly and make sure it's something you can afford, okay? Wouldn't want to go through a situation where you find yourself in a horrible financial situation because of previous mistakes or those sort of things. But yeah, just, you know, be careful. I suppose is really the crux of my message. Oh, it's really hot, isn't it? I can't even think straight. Do you think there are people who like Twitch stream Farmville? I say that, well, like, I didn't mean it to come off as so, like, derisive as it did, but, like, that's such a strange thought to think about. Like, obviously, there's probably people who stream any sort of game, but Farmville really doesn't have much, I suppose, replayability that can come with it, and I don't know. I mean, I say that, but people watch, like, anything, I suppose, so, you know, this is a good time. Let's try and look it up. Hold on. I'm going to mute it so you can't hear Twitch as I open up. And you mute tab because, as you know, this stream is always... Excuse me, immediately playing. Let's see. Farmville. Farmville 2. Go to Farmville. Farmville is a person. But it's not really what I had in mind. Farmville 2. Farmville 1. No videos found. Videos. People do stream Farmville. Or Farmville 2, that is. And Farmville 1. Well, it's just one person streaming Farmville 1, but it kind of looks like we're playing World of Warcraft instead. Wild. But there's people playing Farmville too. You know what? Good on you lot. You're rocking your own life. And if you're having a fun time doing it, you're just streaming it. You got people are watching. Who am I to criticise? At least you got your own niche and that's something, right? I wonder if people are still... I gotta see, are people still streaming Animal Crossing? Like, what are they even streaming nowadays? Animal Crossing New Horizons? There's quite a few live channels. 72 viewers on this one, 76, 88. What on earth is going on over here? Treasure Islands? Well, some people are playing, certainly. Good on you, good on you. Good on me as well. I mean, I'm one of them, I suppose. Well, not streaming, but I don't think I'd stream Animal Crossing. There's not really much for me to do. The whole streaming day-to-day business. What should we do? Let's not do hot item. Catch fish? I guess we can catch fish. Let's put some stuff away, probably. You know what? Let's clear out our storage. That's probably a better thing to do in these last 5 minutes. It's something actually a bit practical. It does seem to be getting a little bit cooler again. At least it feels like it. Maybe that's just because the sun's gone away. I don't know. If you're in the UK, at least get ready for probably there's going to be a summer heat wave and that sort of thing. Amazingly, I'm still wearing leggings instead of changing into shorts, but I don't own that many shorts, so a lot of my wardrobe, you know, is very autumn and not summery themed, autumn and wintry themed. Spring and summer clothes aren't really my style as much as autumn is. So you know, but autumn months I'm like, ooh, look at these fancy coats, these jumpers I have, and it's summer I'm like, I've got to wear this. I've got 5 different t-shirts which I cycle through. That's not actually true, mind you, but sometimes it does feel that way. I should really expand my summer wardrobe. But alas. I mean, things are opening up now. Aren't things opening up today in UK? I can't remember. Which is, you know, tenuous at best. And I still haven't got my second jab, so I don't really know what's happening with that. But hopefully, you know, I'll get a call soon being like, hey, come in and go get vaccinated. And I'll be like, yeah. Apparently the second jab hurt, like, not hurt, sorry, hits like a truck, you know. Lots of people have gotten, you know, lots of younger people have gotten ill, certainly, from it. Compared to the first one. The first one I didn't really feel any effects except for my my arm felt kind of numb. Compared to usual. Street organ. Something, I don't buy that. I'm trying to do Aladdin. Was it something like street rat, I don't buy that? What are the lyrics? I don't remember. We don't have as nearly as many duplicate things as we do. I don't know how long we had that duplicate chocolate heart that we must have passed over every single time. Probably don't need this many cute stereos. If it's in, we only need one colour of each of these furniture items. Let's not be wasteful with the space that we got. We've got to be conservative. We've got to be mindful of these sort of things, lest we use up our space on something which we don't need. I don't know why we got 2 wistful paintings. That's certainly unneeded. There is a surprising amount of wallpapers and floorings in this game, I suppose, now I look at it. Are these 2 the same? 2 small ones. Lots of different rugs. I wonder if we got them all now. It'd be nice if the medium and small ones didn't look exactly the same, because they're scaled up of each other. You would have thought they could find a bit more of a creative way to express their differences and turn them into uniquenesses. Remember that old Rat and Link song? I can't remember what it's called. Thoughtful Guy? No. It's one they like rap off. It's some like sponsored advert they did for like a mint gum? I don't know, it's too hot, I can't remember. I'm going to slowly lose my mind in this heat if it doesn't get cooler sooner or later, but unfortunately I think we're sort of stuck with this sort of weather until, you know, climate change somehow can be reversed, but that's a bit of a depressing thing to talk about, so let's perhaps not ponder on that as much as we could. It's not really like this is much of a place for a discussion of it. This is an Animal Crossing video, probably in the small corners of YouTube that you've randomly stumbled across if you've even made it this far to the end, which is astonishing then, thank you very much. So I'll go selfies off. I don't know, anyone else playing Farmville? Anyone else played anything like that? It's just weird to think about. Like, I can think about games which had like an impact, I suppose, on me, on like the gaming sense, you know, like Undertale, Night in the Woods for more recent years, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, Mario Kart Wii, Animal Crossing, of course, the early not early Pokemon games, well, I guess Pokemon Silver in certain aspects, but Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Platinum especially. And it's like Farmville, I played a huge amount, and it's just like, I don't remember it, like, at all. And I probably didn't even enjoy it. And yet that was just like some portion of my time which it took up. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it's not as crazy as, maybe you don't think it's as crazy as I do. Oh well, let's round this episode off here, shall we? As I head back, of course, back to Town Hall to round it off. You might ask why I always do it in front of Town Hall. I don't know, I feel like it gives it a nice sort of central loop. A nice ending point. Starting and end. Anyway, so if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Like, comment, subscribe, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord and follow me on Twitter down below. I hope we can see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now, and I'll go connect my Switch to the internet.